There's been more violence in Bangladesh following the sentencing to death of an Islamist party leader, Delwar Hossain Saeedi. Police say one person was killed in the latest fighting in the north of the country when supporters of the condemned man's Jamaat-e-Islami party clashed with members of the governing Awami League. At least 34 people have been killed across Bangladesh since the senior Islamist was found guilty on Thursday.
Islamist demonstrators are angry over a death sentence for one of their leaders for his role in the country's 1971 independence movement. The man was convicted of war crimes including murder, arson and rape. At least 4 policemen were killed Thursday. Another 300 people were injured.
Violent protests on the streets of Dhaka continued well into Thursday night as police cracked down on opposition protesters. Earlier, dozens had been killed and hundreds wounded. There's been rising anger over the trials of opposition leaders accused of committing war crimes during the country's struggle for independence more than 40 years ago. What brought the streets of Bangladesh to boiling point on Thursday was the court's verdict to sentence this man to death by hanging. Delwar Hossain Saeedi, the deputy leader of Jamaat-e-Islami, Bangladesh's third largest political party. And the violence wasn't limited to the capital. In the southeastern city of Chittagong, dozens of people were arrested, and in some parts the government drafted in the army to help. In the northern city of Rangpur, several people were killed by police. Security forces there were filmed dragging away protesters. Jamaat-e-Islami says the way in which the police have tried to silence protesters is proof of the government's intent on quashing the opposition. But there's also been popular support for the court's verdict. Back in the capital Dhaka, thousands continued to rally behind the War Crimes Tribunal in what's become known as the Shahbag rallies.
Razakars, Al-Badr and Al-Sams, all of them have violated our mothers, sisters, and their acts are also against the country. We demand the trial of all Razakars. And we have come here to show our solidarity with these young people, and we want the execution of war crime suspects.
Jamaat-e-Islami and other opposition groups have called on their supporters to protest in a countrywide strike ending Sunday. But with Bangladesh so divided and the violence so widespread, the fallout from these war crimes trials could go on for much longer.